Hello, hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay, please. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 132 people in 13 different countries. And it's the first in the set of 3 healings called the August 2024 triplet set. And the theme for all 5 healings this month is so cool. Called Be a Spiritual Badass, which includes intuition, self-diagnosis, efficient self-healing, presence, clear mind, and positivity. Thank you. So, it's going to be great. Oh, and I do want to show my shirt because you can't really see it with the microphone there. So I'll show you my shirt right off the bat. Okay, now for proper sound. Alrighty. So, I wanted to preview what what I'll be doing today. There's a lot. So if some of it gets pushed off till the second healing instead of today, that is why, just because it's a lot, but super cool stuff. Okay. So being a spiritual badass, I mean, clearly from the subtext and the theme, all that efficient self-healing, yada, yada. It's not like that your energy never gets damaged. It's just that you can kind of fix it fast. You do it, take care of it, move on. So you don't spend a lot of time or more time than is necessary on putting yourself back together. You spend what time you need to, of course, but the idea is to always be smarter and faster so that it's not so annoying. So, along those lines, thank you for my confirmation. Hello. Along those lines, there are some cool things that I want to do. Some of them I won't explain right now because I think they'll be too triggering if I just talk about them and we don't immediately do them. So I will explain as I do for at least 2 of them without previewing right now, but trust me, they are cool. And there'll be a explaining little chapter, so you'll see. You'll definitely know what we're doing before we do it. But some of it has to do with, energy boundaries, safety stuff, with invasive beings. Some of it has to do with optimizing your major chakras more so that they don't hold on to so much guck and blockages so easily. So that's 2 different things. One that helps boundaries with invasive beings, one that helps optimize your major chakras. So they kind of stay cleaner. And then one that I can talk about, I don't think it's too triggering to preview, is the digestive system. Your body's digestive system. And just in the sort of the simple sense of like stomach, small intestine, large intestine, we're gonna work the energy of that and protect it better, because I think that is a place that can be targeted, your digestive system, by invasive beings, invasive people, because it's pretty debilitating if stuff is wrong with your digestive system. It really it just takes away your your badass feeling. So we don't want that. So I think extra focus on the digestive system and protecting it and unburdening it, I think will work well with the theme. So that's the third thing. And then the fourth thing is in the digestive system I do think the digestive system can help with intuition. Like there's that expression, your gut instinct, your gut, I feel it in my gut, and so I mean, I think the primary reason to work into a digestive system is for energy safety and boundaries so that you're not debilitated by some sort of a weakening issue there. But I think then, once you just get past, okay, I'm not debilitated right now, then, maybe you could enjoy the whole gut instinct, gut feeling kind of stuff. But then intuition in more of a spiritual sense, like of spiritual origin versus like you feel it in your intestines, would be like 7th chakra in the top of your head, 7th layer, the outermost layer of your aura. Both astral body 7th and physical body 7th. So those they can resonate better and better and better. Like sort of ring like a bell, but not like a bell like out in the world, like sound you're sending out, but like I think resonate maybe is more accurate than ringing like a bell. But anyway, you can unblock more and like selectively remove things from your 7th layer and 7th chakra so that when you try to use your intuition, you have more of that resonance, that ring like a bell kind of effect. So it just functions better. Your intuition is more likely to be there for you. And, as a quick aside, everyone has intuition. Everyone has all these abilities, clairvoyance. Potentially they have compassion, but some younger souls, they don't have compassion yet. But the 4th chakra is there and that would be a part of compassion. But, so I guess I would say if you're old enough spiritually, then you're able to use the abilities that are within your major chakras. So it's not like some people are intuitive and some people are not. It's the abilities are there. It's just, are you able to use them? Given if you're already old enough spiritually to use them. Old enough spiritually meaning you've had enough lifetimes and you've evolved. Enough. So that's sort of the thing. Those are the 4 biggies, and they are big, but, this is the first in a set of 3 healings, so, if I don't have room to do the 4, they'll still get done in the set sooner or later. There is even some cool stuff in the maybe pile, but I don't want to talk about it, because if I don't do it and I wasted time talking about it, then that's not. So that's that. So it's I think going to be a very useful set of techniques. And of course, we're going to do the 5 essentials. I used to only talk about 4 essentials, but the 5th essential, back here and including your neck, is really useful. Helps with focus, being more present. Definitely helps with being a badass, spiritual badass. All right. So that's the overview. So I'm gonna take a quick look at chat comments. Hello from Ottawa, Canada. Sound good, camera good. Thank you. Someone says hiya. Hello to you. Someone says hi, Janet, 64 and sunny in San Francisco, California, in the U.S. Feeling a little anxious, stressed, victimy, unsettled. Definitely have GI issues with stress. Looking forward to this healing. Cool. Yeah. If you want to get a head start before we get to chakra repair, which we will get to soon, you can work on repairing your 4th chakra. 4th. victimy. That's generally a 4th chakra damage issue, 4th chakra blockage damage, yada yada. Alrighty. Oh, I do want to do the country count. Love that. So of the 132 people that I'll be healing, they are in 13 countries, and they include 9 kids, ages 5 to 17, which is the cutest thing ever. And of the 132 people, 97 of them are in the US. This time, 6 are in Canada, 5 are in the United Arab Emirates, 4 in Qatar, 4 in the UK, 4 in South Korea, 4 in Ukraine, 2 in Argentina, 2 in Bermuda, 2 in Spain, 1 in Luxembourg, 1 in Japan, and 1 in Australia. So hello, hello, hello to all the people that I will be healing in this set because they or their loved ones purchased this set 2 months ago. Oh, yeah. And a brief sales note. Speaking of purchasing healings, the September twin set still has 6 spots left, last I checked. September twin set. And the September theme is, I think, really great for September. I mean, it's great always, but it's about getting shit done. Productivity and, you know, decisiveness, that kind of stuff. You know, bam, 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 get shit done. So that one is going to be good. A good thing to do after this one. So anyway, that's September. There are 6 spots left. And if you're new, I've never worked with you before, you're definitely welcome to purchase as well. Just, you know, after you purchase, you know, when you purchase, put your name and, you know, you can put little notes to introduce yourself and, or you can email me and introduce yourself after you purchase. I would love to learn more about you, like what country you're in, fun stuff like that. Okie dokie. And you can, of course, buy the set. If you have a loved one who has trouble getting shit done, you can absolutely buy the set for them, yes. Even if they're not into, they're not open to energy healing on a conscious level, because I can ask them on a subconscious spirit level, which is a deeper, more central part of that person anyway. And so if they say yes on that level, telepathically with me, then that's fine and I can heal them. So yes, you can buy the set for loved ones that you feel may need help getting shit done, including kids that maybe are homework challenged. Or husbands who are honey-do list challenged. Alrighty. Cool. So towards the end of the 3 minutes of quiet, you'll see me start moving my hands. That's how you know I started the energy healing. I'll heal for about 1 minute or so without talking, but then I will explain as I go after that. So you could use it as an all levels self-healing walkthrough if you wish, and heal yourself as you watch. If I'm healing you, you could do that as well. You don't get in my way at all. Or you could just, you know, proceed with your life while I'm healing you, like sleep or clean your house or drive your kids around, whatever you need to do at the time. Okay. Oh, yeah. And this isn't quiet, but I just don't want to forget. So that's me giving you a thumbs up. You are amazing and awesome. If you want to, please give me a thumbs up on the live stream, because that helps YouTube take the video seriously and show it to others. Okay, thank you for waiting. Let's do grounding. So recreate both your groundings. Make them both the same color, red or orange or yellow. Make them as wide as all your auras. And keep them wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And bring them up high as your third chakra. Ends right there. That's just below the bone there. That's where you could have your third chakra. You could have it slightly lower than that, but I like mine nudged up there, right at the solar plexus. Anyway, you bring both your groundings up that high, and then you can have a copy out in front of you of both your groundings and comb through it. You comb through with gold light generated by your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. You set your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras to a metallic gold color so that when they naturally spin and generate energy, then that's the color, is metallic gold. You don't have to be able to see energy to do it. You just do it with your thought or your intention. Avoidance, being able to see what you're doing, is not essential, and it can evolve with time. So just use gold light and wash through your grounding, melt away the blocks in your grounding, especially sometimes I call them plugs. They're like significant blocks that, or maybe strategically placed blocks that really are jamming up a lot. So make sure you get those and melt them. You could also blow up energy blocks that are in your grounding if you're healing yourself. Indie grounding is where you check the outer surface of both your groundings all the way down to the core of the earth, and you use gold light and you melt away anything that's sort of branching out of your grounding, connecting to other people's grounding, or maybe a hard object just stuck there, just melt it all away. All right, good enough. So aura repair of 17 auras. You have your physical body aura generated by your major chakras along your physical body spine, your astral body aura generated by the 7 major chakras along your astral body spine, and then you have 15 Wei Qi auras, which help with strong boundaries. So 15 Wei Qi auras, physical body aura, and your astral body aura. But you just imagine them all together, all 17, and you wash through them with the gold light from your hands. And you want to just rinse them out, unblock them. And repairing is where you sense where the rips are and you clean them out so well that then the gold light helps the aura to grow back so that there's no more rip there. So you can do that in that sort of local way where you find some rips and you do it right then and there. That does work, but if you have too many or you don't trust your intuition or your vision to find them all, you can repair all of them at once using composite copy technique. So you imagine an image of a rip, and with your intention, you say, okay, well, this represents all the rips in my 17 auras that I need to repair. And then you repair that one rip, and that repairs the rips. So clean it out first. Use sticky gold wax, fill it up with sticky gold wax, have that wax stick to all the junk that's not you. Lift it out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, do it again. Lift out the junk. Angels, here you go. And then get the gold light really deep into that rip. And you want you want to get rid of the hard objects as well. Like everything that's not you includes invasive beings, invasive people, hard objects. So you can just make sure you got all the hard objects out. Angels, here you go. Hard objects would be things people throw at you. They can throw just a blast of energy, but a lot of times then they'll also throw like focused hard pieces of energy like spears and stuff. Not good karma. I would never, ever, ever encourage you to do that because it will really mess up your karma. Do it. But anyway, so gold light, repair the rips. Also, if you do things like punish other people, it attracts darkness to you. So gives you way more problems than you initially had. All right. And then there could be that you missed 1 or 2 rips that are a little extra stubborn so that those still need repair. So make another composite copy of any leftover rips and repair that. So sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax. Angels, here you go. Here's all that junk. And use cold light, get it really deep in there. There are any invasive beings that are in the way, kind of plugging up the holes? Say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way of this repair? All right. And then you could have the rips all repaired, but then internally or at the edges, you might have leftover hardness, which is not good. Hardness in your energy system typically makes it weaker, makes it more likely to be makes more likely for a tear to happen. If someone throws stuff at you, the tear would be deeper if you had a lot of hard junk in your auras. So just put the leftover hard junk, copies of it out in front of you so you can melt it away. So like you could have layers of bruising internally in one of your auras, or like I said, the hard scarring on the outer part. So just pile all that up and melt it away with gold light. So again, pile up any hardness in your auras out in front of you and use gold light to melt it away. All right. Really quickly, let's do those gold mesh spheres. Gold mesh spheres, GMS. Gold mesh spheres are in your Wei Qi auras. That's what keeps them filled with gold light. So there are 3 spheres per Wei Qi aura. They wrap all around you, and if they work properly and look good and repair, they look like gold mesh all around. So there's an inner one, a middle one, and an outer one for each Wei Qi aura. So just imagine all of them out in front of you and repair them. Look for any rips, any dirty parts of your blocked up parts of your gold mesh spheres and repair them. Particularly like if you've been having back of neck issues or tummy issues or lower back issues or knee issues, check your gold mesh spheres around that area because they could be damaged and not able to do their job and send gold light, generate gold light. All right, good enough. So then just recreate your gold buffer zones. Gold buffer zones. There's an 18-minute video if you don't know about them, you'd like to learn. They're just gold buffers that you create, one for your around the outside of your physical body aura, one around the outside of your astral body aura. And they, if you recreate them frequently enough, they help slow the rate of aura damage. So your creative rings are above your head. They're part of your astral body energy system, so they come and go with your astral body. So 1, 2, 3, 3 gold rings. So you just create copies out in front of you so you can see them. You make your copy small or big, whatever pleases you. You want to check for cracks or broken parts and repair them with gold light. You want to check, there are flaps around the outer surface of all your major chakras as well. Around the round openings of all your major chakras, but also around the outer surface of your creative rings. So like if you look down, this is an irritated state when they stick out like this. So this is not what you want, but I wanted you to see what it looks like. But then once they relax and you melt enough cords so they're not irritated, then they fall shut. So it just looks like a smooth outer surface. So it's a nice clue to see if you have an issue with cording, if your flaps are stuck out. Again, if you cannot see, don't freak out. Just use your intuition or your imagination, your thought. You want to melt cords going into your creative rings. If you feel like life is a little bit too intense, you probably have a lot of cords going into your creative rings. You can bring up purple earth energy to make like a purple earth energy soak just for your creative rings if you want, your 7th chakra and your creative rings. Purple earth energy probably would be too fast moving for a lot of your major chakras, but not your 7th chakra or your creative rings. So you just have your intention be that you know, it's a special grounding just for your 7th chakra and your creative rings. You don't have to do that, but it's a nice soak, you know, soak them in that while you're working. We can do sticky gold wax to unblock your creative rings and your 7th chakras. So 7th chakra is oriented this way. So purple is a good color for your 7th chakras, but it'd be oriented this way rather than 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or oriented this way. Round opening in the front, round opening in the back. But 7th is this way, right? So round opening in the top, round opening in the bottom in there. So you imagine your creative rings, 1, 2, 3, and your both your 7th chakras, and just sticky gold wax the whole thing. Have the wax stick to everything that's not you, cords, invasive beings, invasive people, devices, whatever. Anything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. And then just lift the wax plus the junk out. Angels, here you go. Gold wax, creative rings and 7th chakras. Lift the junk out. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. All right, good enough. So chakra repair of all major and minor chakras at the same time using composite copy technique. So you imagine the basic chakra shape, which is like this, an open cylinder. And you have it represent all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit. So that includes all your chakras. So like acupuncture points are chakras. You have big chakras to keep energy flowing in your spine and your arms, your legs, all sorts of chakras. So just imagine all of them as represented by one shape and then repair and unblock them all. Melt cords going into them. And so the flaps would be around the round opening and you want them to relax and fall shut. So then your energy can come in and out, but it's a lot harder for people to put a pair of cords into the sides there, the round opening. A lot harder for them to cord if the flaps are shut. So melt cords, repair, unblock. You can ask your angels, if there are any beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? So for unblocking, you can just kind of run your fingers through the chakra and drag out anything that is healthy and gentle to get rid of right now and just melt it away with gold light. Drag it out, melt it away, drag it out. You can hand it to your angels too. Angels, here you go. You can freeze any invasive beings that are in the way and just give them to your, freeze them like ice cubes, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. And just like with aura repair, you may have repaired and unblocked quite a bit just now, but there may be a few chakras that are just a little more resistant to repair for some reason. Maybe because of invasive beings or invasive people, they're just a little too blocked up. So the gold light isn't making enough contact in order to fully repair. So you can make a composite copy of just the worst chakras, we'll call them, even though that sounds a little bit harsh, but so have one composite copy of any chakras that still need repair and unblocking. Especially the worst ones, the worst ones, the ones that are still damaged, right? And so that have a composite copy just representing those chakras, and then, repair just that. Lift out anything in the way. Angels, here you go. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. Melt cords. Remove hard objects. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. All right. So this is the 5th essential. Then we did grounding, aura repair, creative ring repair, chakra repair. And then the 5th one is this stuff behind the neck, behind the base of the skull, and also because flow zone includes the physical body neck and inside the physical body neck. So like the upper part of the spine, spinal cord, good stuff. So you can just, if you know my explanations, just ignore them and keep going. You know, like start the repair now, start the unblocking now in this area, right? So good karma windows, there are 7 of them. They're in your astral body aura layers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each one looks like a triple frame window or concentric squares. So this would be the one in the astral body first layer, red, if you're doing the rainbow system. They're the color of your energy in that aura layer. You just imagine all 7, so you're combing through this area right here. I don't mean ignore my explanation, but you know, sometimes advanced people they're like, stop explaining so much. You know, and it's like, well, just get to work, you know, listen as you work. It doesn't have to hold you back. I know it's annoying to be repetitive, but newbies are important too, and they don't know this stuff yet. Plus, a lot of times, you know, more senior people, it's like they'll finally hear something that I've been saying for like literally 9 years. And they'll just be like, oh my God, that's really interesting what you said today about blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah. And I say it every day. Yeah. So there's that thing where you might just, it might be the day for you to hear what I'm saying, you know? Today could be the day. Anyway, you can have a lot of hardness back here. Not only the windows can be smashed in, which isn't cool, so you want to repair them. You can have hard objects stuck in there that did the smashing. So you lift those out. Angels, here you go. Lift out any hard objects. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. But then you can have just hard plates of energy stuffed in there that just kind of accumulate, or invasive beings that, or invasive people too, that can kind of weave their energy through this area into like your base of skull acupuncture points or into your major chakras in your upper body. So it's kind of like weeding in a garden, you know, that you find the weed and then you get the roots also, you know, where it's like anchored into your base of skull points or you're anchored into your upper chakras, and just lift the whole thing out at once. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. You'll comb through your upper chakras, comb through your base of skull points. Base of skull points. What I mean is the acupuncture points shown in that diagram as dots on the lines. The lines are traditional Chinese medicine meridians, energy pathways of your physical body that affect you spiritually as well. And the base of skull points, for me, that's what I call the 2 rows of points, from the top of the ear, that row, that horizontal row, and then the bottom of the ear, that horizontal row of points. So you can just repair those. Those are all chakras, even though in the diagram they are dots. They're small chakras that look like this, you know, but smaller, right? So in the energy, you know, they fit into the chakra. So that's how they fit into the meridians. So for those meridians, that's how they're oriented right there. And the midline up the spine, the center one right there, that in the diagram is gray, which in reality all these meridians should be a red energy color. That midline one, that's GV, governing vessel, which manages your yang meridians, helps you with self-assertiveness. So if we're talking about being a spiritual badass, GV meridian would be a nice part of that. So you want to make sure these meridians, they're not too compressed and kind of like sucked in on themselves like raisins. You want them to have enough of your life force pumping through them. So, so I'm still working that area. I just don't feel like staring at those points anymore. But flow zone is that same area back here where your good karma windows are, but it's for your physical body aura. And it also includes around your physical neck and within your physical neck, including your spine. So maybe a spinal diagram might appeal to you right now. So again, flow zone is in your physical body aura behind your base of skull, behind your neck. You just want to make sure it's flowing well. It's in your physical body aura. So there are aura layers, but there's no like windows or anything. There should just be flowing energy. And then your 5th chakra, of course, is there in your neck. Round opening in the front, round opening in the back. You can do a little extra repair of the back of your 5th chakra. You have any invasive beings that are kind of moving out of that area because you're working it, and since they're invasive, they're not polite, you know, so they'll come back later. So may as well get them all recycled. So it's like a cloud or a fog that's moving off. You could say, angels, can you recycle all those beings? And if you have a cloud that's still there, it's not moving off, that's another group of invasive beings to recycle. So angels, can you please recycle those invasive beings? And again, around your physical neck, just look for any restrictive hardness melted away. And up and down your spine, you want good flow. All right, good enough. Woohoo! So that was the 5th essential. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, so this is one of the things that I hinted at in the overview section at the start of this live stream. But I didn't want to go into it because it just didn't want to stir up, you know, trigger anything that we weren't ready to handle right away. So target devices, I will probably usually call them target chips because it's less letters and you have to fit things in video titles, you know, a lot. And so I'll probably call them target chips. They can look like little chips, like computer chips, or they can look even smaller than that, like seeds, like an apple seed or something, like really small. But technically they are devices, and they're manipulative from other people, and it's kind of hardcore, if someone is especially good in a bad karma kind of way. Like it's not advantageous to the person to be good at this because it's super bad karma, but whatever, Someone can put target devices in your space, and it's it's just some kind of a signal that then the invasive beings notice, and they come at you because you have a target device in you, and they all of a sudden they all notice you, and they're all like, and so it's hardcore. So you can have some target devices, like say, in the back of your head or in your digestive system or something, or wherever, someone is trying to target. And then it's like, whoa, it's like, then it's not that person really doing anything anymore. It's, it just is like a call to action for all these invasive beings to just like swarm you. So they're easy to get rid of. It's just kind of a gross concept, I guess. So I didn't really want to trigger it before we were ready to do it. But they're super easy to remove. It's just more like if you didn't know they existed, it wouldn't really occur to you to remove them. But removing them is incredibly easy. So that's the good news. So let's just get to work on that. All right. So removing target chips. So you just imagine a mini version of you, probably smaller than this even. And just imagine some, wherever, like around your belly, around your neck. And just imagine some target chips that are there. They could be there since a past life or just since last week. But it doesn't matter. And you want to do what's healthy and gentle to do right now, but technically removing them is healthier and gentler than keeping them in. So anyway, just imagine them and surround them with gold light, and just say, angels, help me to do this. And just move them out and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just, you can comb through your body and your energy system, your astral body, your physical body, all your weight's yours, comb through your grounding, just kind of calm things down, maybe bring up some red earth energy, soak everything. And then we'll do that again. So just imagine wherever they are, so make your copy of yourself kind of small so that you can, remove them from different places all at once. But just you want to remove a healthy and gentle amount at once of target chips, wherever they are, and just remove them out. Angels, here you go. And just breathe into your body. Lots of gold light. You can put your hands right on your body if you want, and just put lots of healing energy into your body. Deep breaths. You can comb through all your bones, comb through your nerves, your nervous system. Just you want to kind of calm things down because it's a really good shift, but it's a shift. So then you want to just be like, okay, we're safe. This is fine. Comb through head to toe, your fingertips. Comb through your grounding. So we can do one more time. To the extent that's healthy and gentle, imagine a little mini you and any target chips that are healthy and gentle to get rid of right now, and surround them in gold light. Move them out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just a couple deep breaths. And you can put your hands directly on your body and just you know, healing energy go and heal your body. Couple deep breaths. So you can just look at like a before and after, you know, before you remove the target chips. What was like the, you know, how did your energy look? How did, you know, what were you experiencing? And then as you remove them, you know, do you notice if you're releasing more or less, if, you know, you have more or less invasive beings? And we could do a tricolor soak, earth energy soak, just to, you know, again, just kind of soothe your body, because that was a good shift, but it was a big shift. So big red groundings, and then bring up red earth energy, up, 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 soak everything in red earth energy. Couple deep breaths. Bring the red earth energy down. Change the color of both your groundings to orange. Use them like a big orange straw. Bring up orange earth energy. Up, 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 up. Soak everything in orange earth energy. Couple deep breaths. Bring that down. Make your groundings yellow. Big yellow straws. Bring up lots of yellow earth energy. Earth energy at a yellow vibration. Up, 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 up. Soak everything in yellow earth energy. Deep breaths. And you can leave up an earth energy soak, red or orange or yellow, whichever color you prefer, or you could bring it back down to the normal level of your grounding. So that was removing target chips. And I said that too, you can have really teeny ones, target seeds. They look like seeds more than chips. So you could look if you have little target seeds, and maybe some of those are healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. So then surround those target seeds with gold light and move those out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. All right, good job. Okay, so your digestive system, I talked about this in the intro. This was one of the things that I previewed. We're going to clear energy in and around your digestive system, and so sort of unblock it, unburden it, so that it just feels better. It's easier for you to be there. It's easier for it to function. And your digestive system and really all your body systems have a red protective force field around them. And so the more you unblock and get rid of the junk, the more you can notice that red sort of glow force field around them. So we're just going to do like, you know, just imagine them spread out, like your small intestine and your large intestine, they're all like wrapped around, you know, they're like, they occupy a small part of your body, but if you were to stretch them out, they're like super long in distance, like your small intestine and your large intestine. So I mean, you can just imagine like you know, just like you imagine your grounding, which goes all the way down to the core of the earth, you know, as like this big in front of you just to heal it properly. You can do that with this stuff, you know. So imagine like your stomach and your small intestine, your large intestine, and just, you know, like a river, or, you know, like just imagine the organs, but kind of like, you know, laid out, not like all scrunched together if you want. Just so you can imagine the flow, you know, from stomach to small intestine to large intestine. And you definitely want good flow, but you don't want it super fast because, you know, I know it sounds gross, but in Chinese medicine, they talk much more about poop. And, you know, do you have diarrhea? Is your poop properly formed? And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that actually is like a kind of a logical thing to talk about, you know, like, because it says a lot about the health of your intestines, which then says a lot about the health of your body. And, you know, it's an important thing. So, I mean, we won't talk much about that, but, you know, you want the river to flow, but not too fast. You want the river to be at a healthy pace, because if your river flows too fast, then that's diarrhea, right? You know, you want the food to stay in your body enough time so that your body can fully withdraw the liquid and the nutrients that your body needs, right? So, but you do want flow. You just, there's a pacing to it. So it's not like, you know, if you look at like a river that represents your abundance, you know, faster is probably better, right? You know, but with your digestive system, you know, there's a good flow and then there's a too fast flow, right? So just be aware of that. And, you know, you can just imagine, you know, the energy in it. You know, is there like heaviness? And your intention is you want to imagine and clear what's healthy and gentle to clear at one time. You know, because you can always do more later and you don't want to overdo it. But so just imagine, you know, in this digestive system kind of river, you know, you can see it as a river or you can see it as the organs that and the flow through the organs. But just lift out some heaviness that's healthy and gentle to get rid of, and just melt it with lots of gold light. A couple deep breaths. You can bring up red earth energy, do a red earth energy soak for your digestive system. And there are other organs that help your digestive system. And, you know, in traditional Chinese medicine, there's like meridians that are powerful that help your digestive system. So, I mean, you can just have this simple representation, you know, small intestine, large, you know, stomach, small intestine, large intestine represent everything that helps your digestive system. So you don't have to see all the little meridians and all the little acupuncture points and the you know, the gallbladder and whatever. You know, you can just use a simplified diagram, but have it represent everything that goes into your digestive system functioning well. And you can have just heaviness just wrapped around it or sitting on top of it. And some of that's invasive beings. Some of that is like intergenerational burdens, you know, heavy things that were passed on to you from other people. So I guess first the invasive beings, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings affecting my digestive system? And if you didn't already do the target chips and removing the target chips, you could look if there are any extras that are still healthy and gentle to get rid of, any target chips that are in your digestive system that kind of draw darkness to you, draw invasive beings to you. Just imagine those target chips that are healthy and gentle to get rid of, lift them out, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, imagine your digestive system and any target chips or target seeds that draw darkness to you, that are that's in your digestive system. Just lift all that out. Angels, here you go. and just relax for a second. You know, maybe work your legs for some, you know, kind of balance the work you've been doing. Unblock your thighs and your lower legs, your toes. Mhm. Intergenerational burdens. That just means like, you know, like say your mom gave you some heaviness in your digestive system because her mom gave it to her and her mom gave it to her and blah, blah, blah. And you don't have to keep it. If there are any agreements that cause you to keep unhealthy burdens in your digestive system, you can imagine those agreements like a stack of paper and then just use lots of gold light. And say, angels, can you help me do what's healthiest for me? Because you're not helping the rest of the family by burdening yourself. If anything, you're just enabling their victimization. So that's not cool. So just melt any unhealthy agreements that cause you to keep burdens in your digestive system. And then just lift out the burdens from your digestive system. Angels, here you go. And I was talking about like a red force field around your digestive system organs. So you might see it already, you might not see it because there's just too much junk wrapped around. So if there's junk wrapped around that's kind of suppressing the red force field, you can lift out what's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. Give to your angels. Angels, here you go. It can look sort of like a dark pipe that is around your digestive system. Lift that out. Angels, here you go. Lift out another dark pipe surrounding your digestive system. Angels, here you go. So just see if you notice more of a red protective force field around your digestive system or not. And melt cords from other people going into your digestive system. All right, good job. Let's do a little double confetti for that one. Yay, good job. I did mention that digestive system can, like, it can be an easily targeted place because when your digestive system isn't working right, it's very disempowering. You feel like you just want to curl up and, you know, nap for 3 days. So again, you're still looking at your digestive system. You can look at, you know, is there something that really weakens your digestive system? Is it from a past life? Is it from this life? Surround it in gold light. And lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, you're looking for something that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. But it makes your digestive system more vulnerable, more prone to illness, more vulnerable to energy attacks. And just lift that out. Angels, here you go. And you can also nourish your digestive system, obviously, with food and proper nutrition, which I would always encourage. But we could do it also with energy healing flowers. So you can make a bunch of energy healing flowers out of universal healing energy, gold light, or rainbow colors, and tune it to the vibration that would be extra nourishing for your digestive system. And then ask your angels, angels, can you check my flowers? And then give them to your digestive system. And again, you can make more energy healing flowers to help nourish and strengthen your digestive system. Make as many as you need. And say, angels, can you check my flowers? And give them to your digestive system. All right. Good job. Good job. Good job. So that was basically unblocking, but then also we did flower healing at the end there. And we also got rid of burdens and target chips. More target chips. Okay. So this is something that I didn't want to explain too much in the overview just because I felt like it's going to trigger too much. It's not really trippy, you know, like the target chips were a little trippy, I think. But this one, I just felt like it's better to just explain it and do it right away. So it's basically working the major chakras, 7 astral and 7 physical, along your spine. And Chakra Mud Rings, they're just devices, but they're really common. It's like a rim. Okay, so like the outer surface of the opening, right? The surface around opening. I have said, I don't say it every time, but it should be like flowing water. Like if you have a glass of water, the surface of the water. So it like flows and it's nice. You know, it can ripple. You know, so not like hard, crusty, burnt stuff, you know, but it can get hard, crusty, and burnt. Like if there's a lot of energy blocks there or a lot of damage, a lot of hard objects stuck in there, whatever. Right. But if you heal it and repair it enough, then it's like flowing water right there, like the surface of flowing water. However, it can be more work to get it to that level if you have what I'm calling chakra mud rings, which is not really mud. It just kind of looks that way. That it's like if there's an elevated ring here, you know, just kind of, it's like a rim, really. Then it's above that watery, flowy surface. And so it makes it more likely that the blocks will just kind of stack up there and stay there. So it's a mud ring, you know, it just keeps the mud there, keeps the muck there. And so if you look for those rims or those rings right there and melt them away, then it's just, there's just that flowy water surface right there, which is your energy, and that's good, right? So it's harder for the blocks and everything to kind of stack up and accumulate there and become like a muddy mess without those, you know, those extra little ring devices or rims. So you just melt those, and they'll be from different people. And they can be on either end of the chakra. So either top and bottom of the 7th chakra or front and back of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we could do the 7th first just by itself, and then maybe the 1st chakra by itself just for fun. But then you can do all of them like that, one at a time. But in the interest of time, you know, I'll probably just do 7th first and then all of them at once, to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. Healthy and gentle is particularly important, I think, with this one, just because it's a big shift to get rid of all that mud, you know. And so H&G stands for healthy and gentle. So, you know, you kind of want to pace yourself and do whatever's good to do right now. Right. So, that was explaining. So first we'll do your 7th chakra. So just imagine both your 7th chakras. You can separate them out if you want, physical 7th, astral 7th, and just check for those mud rings, you know, at the top. They're like elevated mud rings. And like, say if they're from your dad might be cording them also. So you just use enough gold light that you melt anybody who's cording into them. And then you just melt the rings. And it's kind of a funny little chain reaction because if you're viewing color at that moment, you will tend to see a brighter flash of the chakra color because it's like it just got a bunch of mud out. So it's like, oh, you know. But anyway, you just imagine the mud rings and just melt the mud rings away and then melt the junk away. And then the bottom of the 7th chakras, just imagine those little mud rims or mud rings that stick out at the bottom, and just melt away cords going into them with gold light, and then melt the rings themselves with gold light. I mean, they're ring devices. They're not inherent to the chakra. So that's why gold light melts them away because they don't belong there. So again, the top of the 7th. And one reason why we are doing extra attentively the 7th chakra is because 7th chakra helps with intuition, and that's a big part of the theme. Ugh. And you know, 7th chakra, it has this, I don't know, it has a more global feeling when you unblock it a lot because the 7th chakra river, you know, like the 7th chakra shoots energy all the way up to like the top of your 7th layer. And then it flows through the 7th layer all the way down to the very bottom of your 7th layer beneath your feet. And then your lower 7th chakra river is where your 7th chakra pulls up that 7th chakra energy all the way through your body into the bottom of your 7th chakra. And then it shoots it out again. So it's like as you unblock and strengthen this route, it's like, whoa, you know. So just be aware of your 7th chakras, the upper river, your 7th layers, the bottom of your 7th layers. Unblock that. Unblock the bottom of your 7th layers and the route. You know, so like it shoots up, fountains down all the way to the bottom, and then gets sucked all the way up through into the 7th chakra and then goes back up. So it's like this very cool purple fountain. So you want to unblock the lower 7th chakra river as well as the upper 7th chakra river. And we'll do more 7th chakra work too in the next section when we work intuition even more. So and you may have some invasive beings who are giving you a little bit of grief, and so you may feel like weird pains here and there. So just, you can imagine like a suspect lineup, any invasive beings that are giving you a hard time because you're doing this clearing, and just the angels, can you recycle those beings? And you can imagine if there are any people that are giving you a hard time because you're doing this type of work. Just imagine the people, and you know, it's subconscious. They're not like, they don't know they're being this way consciously. Anyway, just imagine those people. Just say, angels, can you help me have strong, healthy boundaries with these people? You don't do anything to them, right? And you can also make like a big gold blanket out in front of you, put onto the blanket any baggage that makes it harder for you to have strong boundaries with those people, right? So your boundaries baggage, right? And just melt away your boundaries baggage. So it's not so challenging for you to have strong boundaries with those people. And of course, you can do that whenever you want. All right. So CMR, Chakra Mud Rings. So we did your 7th Chakra Mud Rings. So let's do first Chakra Mud Rings. And then we'll just do all of them at once. So first chakra, nice color for chakra. First chakra is red, right? Rainbow system red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. I do have a 2-page chakra handout that I could email anybody. It's just like an email attachment that, you know, shows the colors and locations and function of each of the major chakras. But anyway, so you imagine, this would be red, but you imagine, you know, like your first chakra physical body, first chakra astral body, and just melt away to the extent that's healthy and gentle the chakra mud rings that are on the, you know, so here's that surface that you want to be like flowy, nice red water, but you can have all that gunk build up if you have, you know, these extra ring little devices there, making it kind of like a deep area for junk to accumulate, you know, so you can have a ring device or a chakra mud ring, or like 3 or 4 from one person. And so you just melt the cords, melt the ring devices, so that it, you know, then there's a big release of built up stuff, which I'm calling mud. So first chakra, you can do physical and astral together or separate, depending on what is interesting for you. But again, just melt the cords going into the chakra mud rings, and then melt the chakra mud rings with gold light. A couple deep breaths. Breathe into your legs. Maybe wiggle your butt. So again, first chakra mud rings, just melt them away to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. Right, so you imagine the ones that are healthy to get rid of right now, melt cords going into them, melt the rings themselves, watch all the gunk wash away. And again, if there are any invasive beings trying to give you a hard time doing, you know, that you shouldn't do this, just imagine all those invasive beings. Just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? And while we're here working the first chakra, do you have any target chips or target seeds in your first chakra that draw invasive energy towards your first chakra? And if you do, just, you know, surround them in gold light and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. So if you have any target chips or target devices, and again, we already did that section. If you missed it, you can go back and find that chapter in this healing. But anyway, so any first chakra, working physical body and astral body for chakras, lift out any target chips or target seeds in there, and angels, here you go. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. And any chakra mud rings around the round openings, just melt them away. Melt cords going into them with gold light. Melt the rings themselves. Watch the gunk wash away. A couple deep breaths. Breathe into your legs. Wiggle your toes. All right. Comb up and down your spine. Comb through all your major chakras, 7 astral and 7 physical. Help them all to adjust. Because you just did a big shift in the top one and a big shift in the bottom one. So now we can just, you know, set your intention that you're doing only what's healthy and gentle to do right now. And you can just move out the other chakra mud rings from your from all your major chakras that are healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. Melt cords going into those rings. remove those rings, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, what you're removing is, they're essentially devices, but they look like rings, sort of raised on the surface of the round openings that just allow junk to build up. So just melt cords going into these chakra mud rings, move out the chakra mud rings. Angels, here you go. Unblock your grounding. Both groundings, physical body and astral body grounding. Keep breathing. Notice how much you're releasing. You can just do some quick chakra alignment of your major chakras. That's very simple. It's like a literal thing. Like some can be misoriented, like, you know, like 7th could be over to the side, 6th could be over to the other side, you know, so you just like a nice wide band of gold light so they all kind of click into place. All right, good job. Okay, so I did explain this already in the overview section at the very start of the live stream. I think I said this is the 4th thing that I wanted to do today. It's for intuition, although 7th chakra also helps with identity and confidence and focus, and goals and empowerment. So overall spiritual badassery. And we did work this a little bit already in the section immediately before this when we removed chakra mud rings, because we did the 7th chakra first, and we did a little bit of the rivers and a little bit of the 7th layers at that time. So we'll do more of that now. But basically the ring, I put ring there because it's like things have to vibrate in order to work properly. And that's just in general in your space. Your chakra has to vibrate. So if it has too much junk burdening it, it doesn't, it's like you're just kind of just getting by, you know. For things to function really well, you need that vibrancy. You need like a vibration, literally, like a resonance. So I'm calling it ring, just like it's sort of an easy way to say it. That's few letters. But it's not like a ring that is a sound message to other people. It's more of a resonance or a vibration. But anyway, so 7th chakra, both of them in the top of your head, oriented this way. Purple is a nice color, the ideal color for your seventh chakras. And then you have, so imagine that both your seventh chakras, and you have the upper seventh chakra river, where the energy, goes upward to your seventh layers, and then it flows downward through your seventh layers to the bottom of your seventh layers, all the way down here. And then your seventh chakra, doing its job, pulls the energy back up through the inside of your body into the seventh chakra and then back up again. So there's that lower seventh chakra river, which is pretty massive. It goes from the bottom of your seventh layer through your body all the way to the bottom of your seventh chakra. So you can go ahead and comb through that. And you want to, of course, do what's healthy and gentle to do right now. But the idea is anything that gets in the way of your intuitive resonance, it has to resonate enough so that you have good intuition. So if there's just too much mud and crud in your lower seventh chakra river or your upper seventh chakra river, it's not going to work well. And that goes for your seventh layers as well, and your seventh chakras. And, if you want to do a little bit more of the removing of the chakra mud rings, I'm not going to explain it because I already did that section right before that, but, melt away the cords going into the chakra mud rings, melt away the chakra mud rings. And again, these are just devices from other people. And same thing on the top of the seventh chakra. You just want to liberate your seventh chakra so it can do its thing. Gold sandstorm might be nice too for this. That's where the gold light you generate is like small flecks that kind of spin around, and that can scrub things out maybe a little more assertively sometimes. Bottom of your seventh layers. Seventh chakras to the bottom river. Seventh chakras, upper river. Top of your seventh layers. Down through the seventh layers. And you can ask yourself, what is there that dampens that resonance that would give you better intuition? What is dampening the resonance, the vibration of your seventh chakra and your seventh layer? It could be just like a heavy thing just kind of sitting up there, or a big heavy panel somewhere in your seventh layer. So just be aware of one thing and just surround it in lots of gold light, melt cords going into it. Yeah, and say, angels, help me do this, and just lift it off and give it to your angels. And you can have that kind of thing also in the rivers. Especially I've been noticing like that upper seventh chakra river. You can have stuff in there like hard poles or hard tubes that dampen the whole system, lessen the resonance and the vibration. So just check for any of that in that upper seventh chakra river that's harming your intuitive resonance, and just move that out. Angels, here you go. Move it out. Here you go. And I mentioned seventh chakra is empowerment, goals, identity, in addition to intuition. So someone could have placed target chips or target seed devices in your seventh, in any of that, your seventh chakra rivers or the seventh chakras or the seventh layers, trying to mess with your empowerment, by attracting dark invasive energies to that area. But of course it gets in the way of your intuition as well. So just looking at that 7th chakra system, are there any target devices or target chips that would be good for you to get rid of right now, healthy and gentle? And if so, just be aware of them, surround them in gold light, move them out. Angels, here you go. Couple deep breaths. And you may need to imagine your system smaller in order to do it, or bigger, whatever works for you. But imagine any target chips or target seeds in the 7th chakra system, and surround them in gold light, move them out. Angels, here you go. And when you remove these target devices, a lot of times you get like a big exodus of invasive beings, so you don't actually have to sit there and do a lot of recycling, because once the target device is gone, a lot of the invasive beings are no longer drawn to you, so they just leave. Anyway, just be aware of your 7th chakra system, the chakras, the rivers, the layers, and the resonance, the vibration that you would need to have good, healthy intuition, so that you have intuition about, helpful, beneficial information. You may have somebody in your current life or in a past life that suppressed everybody's intuition, like say in the family or in a social group, because they had a lot of fears of intuition. Like maybe they associated it with evil or darkness or something. So those people can put, heavy energy in your 7th chakra system to suppress your natural healthy intuition. And natural healthy intuition, what I mean is like, intuiting like good things, like, gee, I'm almost out of rice, I better order some or I won't be able to make rice tomorrow. That would be like a healthy intuition, something that's really good for you to be able to intuit. So are there any devices or burdens or blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of in your 7th chakra system that block your intuition? And just surround those in gold light, move them out. Angels, here you go. And they could be from phobic people, but it's not really your problem. Their fears are not your problem, right? So just melt away the cords from anybody going into these devices and move the devices out. Angels, here you go. And, for good measure, you can imagine yourself, you can imagine all your backlash and setback people, and melt any cords in between you and them, because then it's easier for them to just ignore what you're doing and they won't be so triggered by it, and they'll be less likely to backlash and throw stuff. So again, imagine yourself, all the backlash and setback people you may not even know. It could be a neighbor or something. And just melt cords. Don't send them any gold light. Just use gold light to melt your baggage that these setback people cord into. And melt any cords between you and them with gold light. Just let them go. Couple deep breaths. Okay. So, resistance, avoidance, and denial blocks. I was looking at somebody and they're having a little bit of an inner, uh, they're like a little ping pong game in their head because they're used to being afraid of discovering things. Like they think that the bad discoveries, like, oh my God, this problem is here. It shouldn't be here. This problem, so for them, they have a lot of fear associated with new information. They tend to dramatize some new issue. It's going to be the worst thing in the world, oh my God, because they just feel like, everything should be smooth sailing, if I can control things enough, everything will be smooth sailing. There'll be no surprises. So that's not really how life works. And if you want to just have flow and, be healthy, then there will be surprises. There will be unexpected things. And if you have healthy intuition, that really does help. If you can hear your angels more, you know how to comfort yourself. It's a much smoother ride anyway, but you don't need to control and avoid and be in denial and resist, right? So let's clear some of that. Any energy blocks or baggage that cause you to have some of that, even subconsciously, resistance or avoidance or denial, right? So big gold blanket out in front of you, pile onto it any baggage, any of your rad blocks causing resistance, avoidance, or denial. And just melt those away. Put more on the blanket, any energy blocks causing you to have resistance or avoidance or denial. And melt those blocks. Mm. And there could be blocks. Okay, maybe you just cleared a lot and that is good. But there could be blocks that you're like, yeah, but I'm really not going to clear that. Like, I'm really, really avoiding that on purpose, Janet. No. Right? So you can make a big gold curtain out in front of you and then, gold blanket beyond that and put those blocks out in front of you. And we'll have angels sort them out. So don't worry, this will be safe. But just put the blocks that you're really, really, really avoiding, that you didn't just clear, but you're still avoiding them. They're still there. They're still affecting you. Right? Okay. And just say, angels, can you help me sort through these? That way, angels, can you give me angel storage for ones that are not good to clear right now? Right? And so then your angels just stored away stuff that's not good to clear right now. So that means that anything that's still there is good to clear right now. Right? And so even though you've been avoiding it, it's like it just makes your life easier and less fear-based to just clear it, right? So you can use a gold blowtorch, you can use gold fireworks, whatever makes it like a non-scary thing, but go ahead and melt these blocks that are still there, which means your angels thought it was a good idea. It will help you be less fear-based and less freaked out, more brave and courageous and bold in your life, right? So just you can keep the gold curtain there so you don't have to see what you're doing. Right? And so you're clearing the blocks that you really, 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 really avoiding. The ones that your angels still say are good to do right now. All right. If any are still there, you can wrap them up in the blanket and say, angels, can you help me with these? All right. Good job. Good job. Woohoo. So let's do some wrap up. That was a lot. So we'll just do a little wrap up and we'll So just comb through everything, all your auras, your physical body, your astral body, both your groundings, your digestive system. Your major chakras. See how they feel after you removed your chakra mud rings. Melted away your chakra mud rings. So gold bottle brush for your legs. That's just a nice sort of stabilizing thing to do. So gold bottle brush, you just, make gold brushes that you fit inside your legs to get rid of the guck. It doesn't belong there. Have it stick to the brush and you give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Take another gold bottle brush. Use it to clean out the inside of your leg channels. Give it to your angels. Do both legs, of course. New bottle brush. Sound effects are optional. Give it to your angels. Because you want to bring up red earth energy through your legs, through the foot chakra in the arch of your foot, all the way up. Red earth energy through your legs, through your thighs, into the front of your first chakra. And into the front of your kundalini chakra of your physical body, which is below your first chakra. Red earth energy going in there. So, unblock the top of your auras, unblock above the top of your auras. Redo your gold buffer zones. And as we wrap up, you can just ask your angels. Angels, can you help me to wrap up this healing? Angels, can you help me to be a spiritual badass? All right. Good job, good job, good job. All right. So that's a healing. You are a rock star. Woo, 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 woo. Yay. We'll do our gold confetti. All right. All right. So now we'll do chat comments just for a little bit. If you have comments about the topic of being a spiritual badass, something that we worked on in this healing, comments about how you are feeling after the healing, whether you healed yourself or if I healed you or both, you could chat that right now. Also, I will be sending a survey link for those of you who I healed. And if you have a minute or two tomorrow on Saturday, that could be helpful for me to read how you're doing in the survey as I plan the next healing. So I'm looking for the comments that I missed. Someone says, are you doing healing for us on chat or elsewhere? No, someone before that said, shifting in the new house. Is it the right decision? Stressed with this confusion, looking forward for positivity. Well, I hope the healing helped. I don't recognize your name, so maybe you just healed yourself, which of course you're very welcome to watch and heal yourself. Someone else says, are you doing healing for us on chat or elsewhere? So, watching the healing live is not necessary for the people that I'm healing, although a lot of people do both. They purchase the healing from me on my website so that, yes, I am healing them, and they watch live. But people have lives, they're busy. So plenty of people don't watch live, even though they purchased the healing. So I'm healing them. I'm healing the 132 people that purchased this set of healings when it went on sale 2 months ago. So that's how that works. I heal the people that purchase the healing. So of the live viewers, maybe most of those live viewers probably purchased the healing, but some of them did not for whatever reason. They don't have the money, or they just forgot before it sold out, or, you know, they just want to heal themselves only and they don't want me to heal them. That's fine. You know, so that's how it works. I'm not healing all live viewers. That's not my focus at all. The reason I live stream it is for teaching purposes, so people can learn healing technique for free, right? So wherever you are in the world, I mean, of course you have to have enough money that you have internet. So that's a limiting factor. But beyond that, there's no limiting factor. So then, you know, people could learn to do this level of healing work on themselves by listening. So that's why I live stream it, right? So, but yeah, you have to purchase the healing for me to heal you when it's on sale. So like right now on my website, the September twin set, at least at the start of this live stream, there were 6 spots left for that. So 6 different people could purchase, or one person could purchase for 6 of their relatives, whatever. So that's on my website, jwhealing.com. Hope that makes sense. If you have follow-up questions, you could post them now or under a video, or email me, janet@jwhealing.com, if, you know, you still have questions. This is hello from DC, in Washington, DC, the capital of the US. It is sunny 92 degrees. Well, that sounds like you like that, so that's good. For me, 92 would be a little too toasty, but I did water my garden this morning before the live stream, so I don't have to go out in the heat today, so that's okay. It might get up to 92 for us today. You look at what we're supposed to get today. All right. Somebody says, hi from Milwaukee, 80s and sunny. Hello to you. Thank you for my pretty emojis, by the way, everybody. They're so cute. Someone says 102 or so in Lubbock, Texas. See, now that's some heat. Ugh, gardening in that. I mean, you'd have to garden early in the morning or late at night. Milwaukee sounds nice. Someone says, I'm grateful that you explain it. Oh, good. Someone says, hello from partly sunny Portland. Oh, I think you mean the healing techniques as I'm doing it. Good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I always like newbies. Newbies. I call people newbies that are new to my work. Plenty of people have like very extensive spiritual experience, so I don't mean to belittle somebody calling them a newbie. They're just new to my little terms and stuff. My work in particular. Hello from partly sunny Portland. Hello to you. Portland is close to me, about 2 hours in traffic. Good afternoon from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Well, good afternoon to you. Hey, Janet. Wow, removing chakra mud rings immediately lessened my headache. Very nice. Yeah, it's easier to be present when your chakras don't have all that muck in them. And then the more you get there, the more it knocks everything out that's not you. So I'm glad that was a nice effect for you. Hi, Janet. Thank you for healing me and my spouse. Recently, life has been a roller coaster. Appreciate your healings. Yeah. Well, good. Glad the healings are helping. Yeah, I mean, that's when all this stuff really pays off, is when bigger things happen. You know, you're able to say, like, empty your unprocessed stress pots, you know, just imagine the pots that represent, you know, any unprocessed stress that you haven't caught up with yet, and just melt your pots, melt the contents of your pots. You empty your unprocessed stress pots. So that it's like, now you feel like you're ready, you know, for the next big thing that happens. You want to always keep, you know, don't have a backlog of stuff you haven't processed, you know, just like melt it away so that you feel ready to meet the challenges of the day. You don't have to, you know, get all fear-based and controlling or all that stuff. Someone says, thank you, you're welcome. Someone says, if someone wants to make you a scapegoat, is it likely they'll place these target chips in your energy? Not exactly. I mean, scapegoat, I don't know. I mean, scapegoat for me means like someone's gonna just blame you for something. You know, like, it's your fault that I'm upset, you know, or it's your fault that I'm angry. You know, so for me, that's scapegoating. That's more like just, you know, blaming somebody. Target chips are like when someone really wants to harm you in a very efficient for them kind of way, they might do that. Not everybody does target chips. So target chips is like a hardcore thing. It's very like sort of dark witchy kind of thing, very bad karma for the person who's doing it. And it would attract dark energy to them as well. So it's never in your best interest to mess with that kind of stuff as the person doing it. But yeah, so it's many people would not do target chips, you know, place target chips in someone else's space. You know, they might throw energy, but they wouldn't do target chips. Target chips is like a next level sort of darkness kind of, I'm going to screw you up and I don't care about the consequences and I'm going to draw all sorts of darkness to me and I'm lost in my darkness and that's what I'm going to do then. Yeah, that's sort of at that level of target chips. It's way, way darker than like just whacking somebody. So a lot of people's backlash people would not do target chips, but you know, since they stay in there until you remove them, you can have target chips in you from past lives, you know, so it could be that the bulk of your target chips are from past lives, but they're still there. So they're really good to get rid of. So I hope that makes sense. They're kind of like, you know, like curse devices, manipulations, you know, that kind of thing, but it's a special kind that is, you know, especially harmful because it draws all these evasive beings to that location. You know, it's like a dinner bell for the invasive beings. Terrible. But they're easy to remove, so that's the good news. Super easy to remove. It's just if you didn't know they existed, it wouldn't really be on your radar and you'd just be like, oh my gosh, there are all these beings around, you know? But if you think about, okay, are they being drawn by a target chip and then you remove the target chip, you know, and you may have a whole bunch of target chips that are drawing them. So then you remove them and it's like all of a sudden, you know, there's like this lack of pummeling. Anyway, someone says, thank you for the 7th chakra aura layer and river flow explanation and technique. My flow's been weak for about 2 months and I'm keen to use this technique. Well, good. I'm glad it helps. Someone says, excuse me, nice emojis. Thank you so much. Someone says, awesome techniques. Thank you, Janet. You're welcome. Someone says, I feel like the CMR chakra mud ring, removing chakra mud rings will be just what I need to move in and be comfortable in the fitted physical and astral body. Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's more common that backlash people and setback people would use chakra mud rings. That's more like the meat and potato backlash people in your life have, you know, placed those mud rings there. And so it just, and the thing is, did they place the mud rings there or did they cord so much that their energy formed a mud ring over time? You know, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, you know? So, anyway, the point is that's more common that, you know, your backlash people have placed. It's not that you don't have target chips, but you probably do, but it could be from like, you know, all sorts of past lives. But the chakra mud rings are very common. This says, thank you so much, Janet. Started feeling joyful halfway through before target devices. Interesting. Before target devices, really. Maybe the good karma window stuff that we did. After the healing, I feel sleepy. Adjusting front of heart chakra feels different. Want to be a badass, but not invasive. Yeah, for me, being a badass is just like, it's more of a large and in charge kind of a thing. It's not invasive towards others. It's like just presence and, you know, owning your space, and that's it. You know, it's getting your own stuff done. It's self-focused. It's only aware of others because they're in your space. You have to clear them out. I mean, you know, you can be aware of others, but it's not like an invasive kind of an idea. It's a centering idea more than anything. But anyway, okay. Righty. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I loved the essentials, but felt like it went by so quick. Yes, I was trying to hurry on the essentials and wasn't ready for the next thing. I am looking forward on the stomach healing effects. I have been having stomach issues and needed this. Did I have a lot of devices? Thank you. Specifically in your stomach area, I mean, you can definitely do more over time, because there's only so much you can do at one time. But I would say for you and many people in the digestive system, it's not so much devices, it's like intergenerational burdens. You know, it's like heavy stuff, you know, that your dad had, that your dad's dad had, that your dad's dad's dad had, and, you know, he gave to all his kids, you know, like that kind of a thing. But, you know, devices versus, oh, I think you mean target devices. Did you have a lot of target devices in your digestive system? You had some, yeah, from past lives, past life people. Someone says, thank you so much. You're welcome. Someone says, I understand now. Thank you. Thank you for teaching this. You're welcome. Someone says, thanks, Janet. I have a very slight headache. I feel kind of angsty about life decisions and worries. GI tract better now than earlier. Well, I'm glad that helped. Yeah, I mean, okay, there's this expression. No, I'm not going to use that one. It won't make sense to you. Fear can cause you to like hold your breath and like, you know, versus like courage and boldness is just like, you know, it's like you're stepping forward, you know, so you can just imagine you're stepping forward with courage and wisdom, you know, and just have that intention. I'm letting my angels help and guide me. I'm stepping forward with courage and wisdom, and just go with that. You know, you don't have to know consciously, oh, is this decision right? Is this decision right? Like, say you're waiting for a certain meeting to happen, so you don't have the information consciously yet that you would need in order to make your decision, right? So just imagine, just do it on a spirit level. I'm moving forward, you know, with my angels' guidance. I'm doing what my angels think is best for me, you know, in my higher self. I'm moving forward because, you know, the fear is causing you to like implode, you know? So just imagine moving forward, step, 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 step on your spiritual path. Just let your angels help you walk forward, you know, because movement and flow is wellness and strength, right? If you're stopping your movement, you're stopping everything, and you're freezing in fear, that's a very weak place to be and very vulnerable energetically. So then you just have all sorts of external energy running through you, and you don't know what's up and what's down and what's left and what's right. Right? So flow helps you to be present. Flow helps you to be strong and clear. Right? So just, you don't have to have conscious knowledge every second. Just let your angels help and guide you. Do it on that intention level. I'm letting my angels help and guide me. I am flowing. I am moving forward. I am letting my higher self and my angels help me to do what's best. Right? So you don't have to know consciously. You don't have to control it consciously. Just imagine yourself moving forward. Let your angels solve your problems for you and with you. Don't, just because there's an issue or some surprise, it's not the end of the world. Just, move forward as a spirit, evolve, let the flow happen. Right. Someone says, I feel worse after the healing. The headache didn't go away completely. I'm all over the place. Earlier, you had said that your headache got less. I see what you're saying. So it got less, but it didn't go away completely. You're all over the place. Yeah, there's something that you're avoiding. That your angels and your higher self are like, stop avoiding this. And you're like, no, I'm avoiding it. And they're like, you can't. And so there's like an inner conflict you have, and it's too weakening. So yeah, I would say keep melting. Maybe give healings to the most avoidant parts of you, because you kind of have this policy where you're like, well, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm just going to magically be strong that way. And that's not really how things work. Like, strength comes from boldness. Strength comes from facing your fears. Like, there's this expression, someone had this dream once that they said, like, that in the dream they had to face their dragons, and the dragons represented their fears and what they were avoiding. And once they faced the dragons melted away. But until they faced the dragons were like chasing them, and it was this terrible nightmare. Right? So that's really more about what strength is facing your dragons. You can't just say, well, okay, I'm going to avoid these things because I want to, but I also want to be magically strong and confident and peaceful at all times. It's just, you have to do some of the, you have to kind of rein in. You have to be mature. You have to rise above this whole, I don't wanna, because you have to want strength more than you want avoidance. You have to be tired of weakness enough that you're just like, okay, fine, fuck it. As soon as you can just be like, okay, fuck it, I'm not running anymore, then your spirit clears the blocks that have been driving you insane. And then all of a sudden you have access to levels of strength that you did not have at all, and life sucked without those levels of strength. So non-avoidance, non-resistance, maturity, just like you kind of have to will yourself beyond the no, so that you can get to your strength. So I hope that helps. You look more stable right now, so I hope that helped consciously. Someone says, all of a sudden I need to go to the bathroom for number 2. Yeah, well, that happens when you heal your intestines sometimes. Hope they're properly formed. You can put on your survey. Not too graphic, but well formed or not well formed, that's okay. Someone says, thank you, have a beautiful day. Thank you, you too. This is, thank you, Janet, feeling really relaxed. Oh, good. Someone says, what if you had bad thoughts of someone who caused you great harm? Do you just melt cords, or how do you deal with that? Is my pancreas clear? Is that okay to ask? What if you had thoughts of someone who caused you great harm? Do you just melt cords, or how do you deal with that? Well, you know, if you're healing yourself and you're fairly centered and you start thinking of somebody that caused you great harm, it could be that they are courting you. You know, maybe they're courting some of your baggage. And so you melt the baggage that that person's courting into, you melt their cords. It could be that maybe they are still, you know, throwing energy, because subconsciously people can hold grudges for really lifetimes potentially. So it could be that your intuition is like noticing some damaged chakras from that person throwing energy. And so in that case, you know, it could just be information. So then you repair your chakras. You repair the big gaping holes in your aura from that person. You know? So it could be informational. If it's just like, you know, I think there's probably some reason. If you're healing yourself, you're already inward, and you start thinking of that person, there could be some energy blocks, some unprocessed, you know, baggage from that time period. So you can make a big gold blanket, put all the baggage from those experiences out in front of you and just melt them away, so that you're, you know, you're clearing your baggage to the extent that you can at one time that's, you know, healthy. But, you know, so I would say turn it into healing information. You know, yeah, melt the cords, melt the baggage. You know, maybe there's unprocessed trauma that you have from those experiences that you could now heal. Maybe there are like little miniature versions of you that are still caught in back then. And so you could heal little mini yous, little mini versions of you, you know, and give those parts of you little healings. And then once they're fully healed, then they just, that part of you get that energy back, and that part of you is no longer stuck in that moment. You can ask your angels to help you finish up healing those parts of you. So I would say just use it as, you know, information, and work with it. Is your pancreas clear? Is that okay to ask? Yeah, I mean, I'm not really ready right now to read people's pancreas. I didn't really, I haven't prepped much on that. So you could just imagine it as a garden, or imagine it as a river, however you want, and just, you know, heal it. I mean, you can always do more with different organs and body systems, fun stuff. Someone shows, oh, for gold bottle brush. Cleaning energy, yep. So it says, I appreciate the digestive healing. Thank you. No problem. Thank you for the feedback and love the shirt. Reminded me of this park my husband goes to that have peacocks running around. Inspired me to go there. Yeah, peacocks are cool. It's pretty amazing how gorgeous they are. I guess that's the male peacock. It says, thank you, Janet. It makes sense. Yeah, that's me avoiding stuff because it feels like too much. Yeah, that's a bad cycle to be caught in, because the avoiding is what makes you weak. And then you're like, boo-hoo, I'm weak, you know? And it's like, just try to, you could imagine like a mature big sister part of you that's like really nice and loving, but like it's a part of you that that snaps you out of these self-defeating cycles of avoidance. You know, because it just, you know, life is hard enough without making it harder. You know, you gotta face your shit. You gotta be bold, because, you know, then the dragons melt. You know, you face the dragon and it melts. Face the dragon and it melts. Otherwise, you're just being chased by dragons your whole life. It sucks. All right. Someone says, I mean, I don't want to cause this person harm if it is any funk to them. If you send any funk to them, maybe that's what you wrote. Melting a cord doesn't send anything to them. It would melt away the vehicle that is allowing the energy exchange. Cords allow bidirectional energy exchange, right? So if you melt the cord with gold light, it's just like, okay, that's one less way that you guys are swapping energy. So you're not sending them anything. If anything, you're stopping the sending from them to you and you to them. I mean, if you did want to help them, you could say, angels, please bless that person. Angels, please help that person. You know, that's always good karma. I mean, that might be a bit too much for some people to contemplate doing, but you can, you know, ask the angels to help people that have harmed you. And that is, you know, certainly good karma for you. And, you know, that would be nice. You want, if you're really concerned about these people that have harmed you, you know, you can ask the angels to help them. If you're concerned that you've thrown energy at them or something in the past, I mean, you could say, first of all, angels help me to have strong boundaries with these people, you know, so angels can make like nice gold force fields between you and them, so that, you know, it helps you to be safer and helps you to kind of behave, you know. But you can also make like a gold magnet, like some kind of 3D object, like a gold sphere or gold cube or gold pyramid. Use it like a magnet and call back any energy that you've sent to them. So call it back into the gold sun, and then to angels, can you clean all this off? So that, you know, if you sent them something bad, you know, the angels would get rid of it. And then if it's just your energy, you know, now the angels cleaned it off and you can take it back. So you're not going to them, you're using a gold magnet to call back whatever you sent them. You know, like your own life force, or if you sent them harmful energy, you know, you call it back and then say, angels, can you clean all this out? So yeah, there are a lot of non-invasive, respectful things that you can do. There's a video that I have, if you search Janet Wright, resolve conflict boundary issues, that's the title of a video. Janet Wright, you know, would just allow you to find my videos, but so Janet Wright, resolve conflict boundary issues. And I have a buzz cut in that video. So it's still me, but my hair is like really, really short. And I talk about, you know, little steps to resolve conflicts between you and that person. I mean, it's not magical, you know, you could solve a conflict afterwards, but it helps you to, like, you can make message flowers and have the angels check them and put them at a very respectful distance. So that, you know, if you did want to communicate with that person, but that, you know, you guys tend to have conflict, it could be a way to try, you know, whatever, something you could look into if you want. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Really appreciate you. You're welcome. All right. So we should wrap up. I hope you enjoy your evening, your morning, whatever's next. And hope you are able to stay cool enough in all this heat. Except for my Australia person, I guess you're in winter, so I hope you stay warm. So let's see what else. I think, yeah, my dog's in his carrier, so it's a little hard to show him, but I think I will just for kicks. Garden update. There's let's see. So we'll do a garden update. Okay, so garden update. We pulled up all the garlic last month, and the garlic bulbs were not especially big, but I'm hoping they're especially tasty because I did get a variety that is my favorite variety of garlic. So we'll see if they're especially tasty or not. But they were not especially big, but they're okay, you know. So, but I may plant the garlic in a different location this fall. Maybe that'll help with their size next summer. But anyway, so they're finally hung up nice and neat, finishing their curing process, which is basically just drying. I planted and/or composted most of my tomato plants. I have 18 tomato plants in the ground, and there are 2 that are sort of on hold. I may plant them, I may not plant them. So if I plant them, that would be 20 tomato plants in the ground. We don't have any tomatoes to eat yet. we have 2 that I had to pick because it was this little tomato plant and the tomatoes were like kind of overwhelming it. It was like, oh, please, these tomatoes are too big for me to handle. So I snipped off the tomatoes when they were green and they're in the house. So hopefully they get ripe. But that tomato plant is doing better now. It's growing a lot more. So I'm glad I did that. We have some cherry tomatoes, which are supposedly dark cherry tomatoes, which should be interesting. They're growing very well. We don't have any ripe tomatoes yet, but that should be interesting because I haven't grown cherry tomatoes before. So that should be cool. The kale maybe will be good. We're still not sure. We haven't had any of it yet. The kale is this variety that didn't do so well indoors. I mean, it stayed alive, but it was not tasty. The leaves were too coarse because I think it didn't like the small pot size that I was using indoors. I mean, it wasn't that small, the pots, but I guess this kale plant likes to really spread out and be giant. So anyway, so now all the kale is planted that I'm going to plant. And these plants that I had raised over the winter. So we'll see. Their leaves are getting bigger. And so we're going to taste a couple soon, like cook them with dinner to see if they're tasty. I'm really hoping they are. And then we have some kale seed that like some old kale plants went to seed. And they look really funny and giant with all these seed pods. And I just, as almost like a joke, I kind of flicked them out, on this garden bed that already had other plants in it. And I didn't really expect anything. I was just like, well, whatever. And so I guess like a week later, there are all these little kale seedlings everywhere, like way too many. And they're like really close together. So technically I should probably be like, what do they call it? Where you pull out most of them so they're spaced better. But I'm kind of a wuss. I don't want to do that. I wouldn't kill any of them. They're so cute. Thin them. They call them thinning them out. Where you murder 75% of them or 80% of them so that the others have room. So clearly I have some issues with that. So we'll see. But right now it does look cute to have all these little baby kale seedlings everywhere. Pretty adorable. And I have more kale seed too from these old kale plants with all these seed pods. So I may do that in a different part of the garden too. We'll see. Anyway, I murdered some slugs last night. Went out with some scissors. It's terrible, but slugs, we have a lot of slugs, really big slugs in the Pacific Northwest, and they'll eat everything if you let them. Not everything. They don't seem to touch my tomatoes, but they seem to like the kale, and the beans are like just getting started. Well, they're growing, but there's definitely too soon to get beans yet. But the slugs seem to like the bean plants, which is a problem. So I was killing slugs last night. Help protect my bean plants, my kale plants. I have these beer traps for the slugs, but the problem with that is for some reason some bees got in there and were drowning, and I don't want to drown any bees. So there's that. But anyway, so there's still a lot that needs to be planted, but at least I don't have that army of tomato plants that need to be planted. That was really driving me nuts. I was allowing it to drive me nuts. But now the porch looks much more orderly because the garlic is hanging and bundled, and then there's the plants that are left is a lot of basil and a lot of flowers. Basically basil and flowers. Some of them are annual flowers, which won't survive next year. So I just plant them one time and they're pretty, but that's it. And some are perennial. So hopefully they come back each year. So anyway, that's enough of a garden update. If you didn't care about gardens, that was really boring. Sorry about that. But then I'll show Izzy Cam. Show my doggy. So I'm gonna show my dog. It'll take me a second to get him near the camera, I think. So hold on. And while I'm away from the microphone, you won't be able to hear me speak, but at least you'll be able to see my dog. And he looks really cute. What he does is he goes into that cat carrier right there. It's only big enough for a cat, but for some reason that makes him like it even more. So he jams himself in there on purpose. Even though he has big crates, like see those crates? Those are crates that are good for his size. But then we even have a much, much bigger crate that he uses too. So like he has like a big crate, but no, he chooses the teeny weeny crate a lot of the time. So anyway, I'll show you. Okay, so there he was. Didn't want to disturb him too much. He likes his naps. All right, so take care. You're awesome. Next healing is in 2 days. Go, go, go. You're amazing. We'll do double confetti. Woo! All right, bye.